Jack Clark, how is he today? Does he have a chance of playing this weekend?
No, he doesn't. He's just got back into kicking a ball, which is positive. He's still sort of 2 weeks away from the date that we thought he'd come back, so look, he's on track for that.
So a positive there. Also, you've got Grimes back after suspension, which helps with centre-half issues at last.
Yeah, Jamie's a born leader as well. Just because you don't wear the armband doesn't necessarily mean you haven't got leadership qualities. So we're really pleased for him to be back into the squad. He's a really positive influence, and he's up for selection.
Is anybody else close? I'm partially thinking, I suppose, of Sante maybe as the bodies that we're getting there. The last time we spoke to you.
Yeah, it's positive also on Quasi. We're gradually getting closer to the dates that players will come back. Quasi still isn't obviously available because he's not back into full training. He's back into about 3/4 training. He goes to St George's Park on Monday for a week, and that's his last week of rehab. When he gets the sign off from there, hopefully everything goes to plan, and then next Friday he gets the sign off ready to come into training the following week, full training. So at that stage he's ready for selection, but again we have to be patient. We don't want to rush that. He needs to come back into the fold at the right time.
I know you've obviously still got lots of players out, 9 or 10 players that are still unavailable to you, but does it seem as though at least there is some kind of light at the end of that particular tunnel?
Yeah, there's always been light at the end of the tunnel because we're picking up results, and there's a lot of expectation and positivity around the stadium, especially when we're playing at home, and we've got to generate that tomorrow with a similar first half performance like we did against Southend. We can only control the controllables, and at the moment, the dates are getting closer to players coming back, but look, we're not going to be at full swing, are we, till the new year? So it's important that the players who I have full faith in, I've utilised the squad throughout the season, so it's not going to be new to anybody. They've all played games and minutes, so we're going in positively. Don't want to moan about injuries, etc. I just want to focus on ourselves, who's available for selection, who can play, and who should play in terms of who should play to win the game. I've always picked teams to win games here. It doesn't change. And the players can take great confidence from their performance last week.
Yeah, sure. But I wonder if enough is made of the fact that for most of your tenure, perhaps most acutely recently, some big players have not been available to you, and yet the wins and the sequence of positive results is still coming, and what maybe that says about the squad.
Yeah, it's a great question, isn't it? It's I can see why you've asked me that in terms of, or stated that. The squad, the togetherness has been fantastic, and look, they're all together, and the ones that aren't playing at the moment are around the ones that are, and it's been similar since the start of the season where perhaps Maguire, Gunning, etc. are playing. The ones that perhaps weren't in the starting 11 are getting round those players, so it works hand in hand. There's a great togetherness, and I think you could see that as well when we're scoring goals, etc. in the stadium, lights up. Even though we went 1-0 down at the early stages against Southend, the crowd was right behind the team, and that's a great place to be because we bounced back quickly like we did against Bromley, and similarly against Southend. Within 2 minutes we're at 1-1, within 10 minutes we're at 2-1 in our favour. So it shows a lot about where we are as a club, I think, and the players are reflecting the spirit of the supporters, and there's a great relationship building.
You brought in Kroll obviously last time. Are you actively looking maybe for other short-term reinforcements then?
Yeah, there's possibly going to be one permanent coming in. We're close, so let's see what happens.
Okay, details. What are you looking at?
I can't divulge that at the moment, mate. But no, we're looking for one more permanent if we can. But I'm only looking to improve. That's why I've been patient with it and not rush straight into the transfer market when these injuries have been accumulating. We want to only bring in players that can have a positive influence on the squad in terms of fighting for positions, not someone just plugging a gap. And I think Luke showed that. I can't believe he was a free agent. I was shocked when I found that out when it came into me, and I was quick to move on him. And there's another player that's available that I think can have a real positive impact on the coming years here, not just the short term. So if we can get it over the line, I'll be delighted.
Right, and could that happen before tomorrow then?
It could well happen, yeah. We'll see in the next hour or so.
Right, it could be that imminent then, could it?
It could be, yeah.
Right, okay. Is there anything else you want to add to that, given the fact that we're going to dial down in half an hour's time and that player might arrive?
I don't talk about other teams' players until it's they're Chesterfield players, so let's see. And I can see Liam lighting up on the screen now. His teeth are coming right out, so he's delighted with that. So
I was going to say he's not the only one. You see, you dangle this carrot then. So would that be How can it work then in terms of sort of length of contracts for this guy if you get him over the line?
Yeah, it's a permanent, so we look to bring him in long term, and I want him to be a part of our future if we can get it done. If not, then no problem, we move on.
Right, okay. Well, in the past, recent past, you've done Gavin Gunning as well and sorted his contract out. Are there any other existing spy rights that you're looking at to tie them down as well?
We won't do it to the new year. I just think Gavin's position and the influence he's had on the team, on the environment, and who he is as a person, is the linchpin of what we're trying to do here. He represents a lot of the team values that we've got, shows that on the pitch, and his performances have underlined that as well. He's a great guy to have around here. So it's probably the best bit of business I've done since I've been here in a year, to tie him down for the future, for the long term, for this club, because I'm only as I say, I'm a custodian of the club. I need to make sure this club's in a better position from what it was when I picked it up last year. Look, I want to be here and finish out my contract, of course, but come the time that I do part ways, people like Gavin Gunning still being in the building, etc., is massive to this club going forward, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, it says about how it's perhaps developed in the past, 50 weeks, I suppose, 12 months, that players are willing to commit their futures, and it's not a short-term project for them anymore.
Yeah, I think everyone can take a pat on the back, from the board all the way through to the backroom staff, to the kit man, to whoever's involved every day. The ones that you don't see, you see me in front of the camera here representing the club on a Friday or Monday or whatever it is. But there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, and a lot of people are putting together, and I think it's a pat on the back that your captain's willing to commit at this stage for another 2 years on top of this season. I think it shows what type of environment we've got, really.
So, game time then. Weymouth next as a challenge. What's your assessment of them? Because I mean, they're 17th, aren't they? But they've had a bit of a kick recently.
Well, look, they try and play. They're a technical team. We're going to have to be at our best in terms of high pressure if we can, and turn the ball over as high as we can, but also being focused on the second phase, making sure we're not caught in any counter-attacks, etc. We've got a really strong home record. We want to use that and be at full force with the crowd behind us, and people are turning up in their numbers. It's a really exciting place to be. Let's use that positivity to try and get another positive result, but being aware that we have to respect the opponent no matter where they are in this league. It's shown in the results week by week. Anyone can beat anyone, so let's make sure that we focus on that and fully focus throughout the 90 minutes. And if adversity comes, we overcome that, which we've done really well when we've gone behind or gone down in numbers in the last games.